Hi, my name is Brian Richter, and I'm a professor at the University of Virginia, where I teach a class in water sustainability. And we've had a lot of fun this semester working with a small group of students to develop some new exercises that we thought would be a lot of fun. For those of you that are interested in downloading the exercises, you can go to sustainablewaters.org.
So I was responsible for directing you to where your direct water comes from.
I had a hand in developing the virtual water footprint exercise.
I helped to prepare a water footprint calculator.
My part of the exercise was to run through it from start to finish as if I was a student taking the class.
I guess when most people are asked where their water comes from, they say it comes from a tap. And while that's technically true, I think that it's important to know that it also comes from a real place and a real ecosystem and environment. And if you're aware of where that water comes from, and if you can pinpoint exactly where it is and kind of put a face and a name to it, then it makes it easier to know, be more appreciative of it and kind of realize that just as you depend on that water source, that your community does and the ecosystem around it does.
We often think about reducing our water use in our homes and on our lawns, but not really, with our food consumption and with, types of beverages we drink. And we also don't think about the effects of our water use on faraway communities, because sometimes, we really can affect the lives of people that are living across the country or across the world from us. Because of the way the water cycle works, a lot of people think about water as a renewable resource. And it is in some ways, but only on large spatial and temporal scales. In reality, water scarcity can be a very local problem, and it's important to help students start thinking about water as not kind of this global resource, but a very local and short-term issue.
The small goods we use and we consume every day actually cost much more water to produce than you can see. When you drink a box of milk, for example, you consume not only the water contained in that box, but also the water they use to raise the cows, to transport the milk, and even to selling the milk. And also, if you think about how much goods and how much products you consume every day is actually imported from other places in this country or even other cities of the world, you will feel even strongly to save the water for not only yourself, but also for other places and other people.
And so I thought it was really interesting to learn about your direct water use, but also the indirect water use. So I think the indirect is one of the things that most people don't realize, that the products that you're buying and services and goods that you use also have a water footprint. So I thought that it was really interesting learning about that, and then also learning about where the water that we use comes from, because my watershed in Charlottesville is the Rivanna River, and I didn't realize that one of the websites said that there's like some pollutants in the water and other things that I had no idea about. So I thought it was really interesting learning about that, and without this exercise I never would have known that.
I definitely am much more conscious of my water use, and I use much less, much more responsibly, and I also kind of push that on to my roommates as well. And I kind of throw little tidbits of information for them to just in a aggressive way, but I think knowledge is very powerful, and lacking knowledge is really one of the biggest issues that we have with water because it is so readily available from our tap.
It really made me think of water in a kind of more holistic way. Not only did I adjust my water use in my home by taking shorter showers and turning off the faucet when I brush my teeth, but I also reduced my water consumption in other ways, like I became a vegetarian because meat takes a lot of water to produce.
I read a lot of documents and papers about the product water footprint calculation. After read these papers, I feel strongly to decrease my water footprints and to save the waters.
I think this exercise definitely opened my eyes to how much water we do actually use. And I definitely noticed myself, like when I do use water, like washing my hands, brushing my teeth, taking showers, I'm more cognizant of how much water I'm using, trying to be more sustainable in that water use and take shorter showers, or maybe not waste water when I need to be, or if I have leftover water from like my drinks, then I'll like pour it in the plants or something like that so that none of it's wasted.